Hello and welcome to my video today where I'm going to be showing you what a pattern cutting ruler is and how to use it so that you can use it really accurately and start creating your own sewing patterns with it. So first of all, what is a pattern cutting ruler? So there are various different shapes you can get. I enjoy the PatternMaster the most because it's super strong. I've even taken it in suitcases around the world and I've never broken it. And it's just a really good shape for what I create. Now you'll find ones which are longer, but I find this one is really good and it's really recommended in the industry as well. It comes in both centimeters and inches, so it doesn't matter if you work in centimeters or inches. The principles I'm going to be showing you are exactly the same, and if you want to get your own ruler like this, I'll pop the links below so you can get that as well. But the reason why this ruler is so good for when you're pattern cutting is firstly because you have these lines going across your ruler like this. So when you're marking on your seam and hem allowances, it's really easy to start marking on those seam and hem allowances rather than having to mark everything out 4 times. But I'm going to be showing you that in a second. The second reason is because you've got this 90-degree line here. So if you're lining anything up with, for example, the bottom of your waistline here or with your center back, you can use this 90-degree increment line and then just draw across here, knowing that everything is super accurate. You've also got 45-degree lines if you want to ever do things at 45 degrees or on the bias. That's really helpful. So all of these lines are really useful. What I tend to find though is I don't really use this curve, and the reason why I don't really use this curve is because it doesn't match most of the curves I'm generally creating. So what you can do is use this straight line to create curve lines. So let me show you how to start using your ruler. First of all, when you're using your ruler, you want to make sure you're using it with a mechanical or propelling pencil. It's the same thing, just different name. And the reason for that is because your lead will then stay super sharp, whereas if you use the normal pencil, it's just going to get blunter and blunter. Your lines are going to get thicker and thicker, so you're going to be adding to the measurements of your sewing patterns all the time, meaning that they may not fit together in the end. So I recommend a 0.5 millimeter lead inside your pencil. So a 0.5 millimeter propelling pencil is perfect. And then what you want to be doing is drawing into the ruler, so at a vertical angle to the ruler, so you're not adding extra measurements on by drawing at an angle like so. Now I'm going to be doing this demonstration though with a chunky pen, and that's so you can actually see it. So what you would normally do is use your propelling pencil all the time, but so you can see everything I'm doing really easily, I'm just going to use this chunky pen. So I'm just going to draw an arbitrary pocket shape, for example, with like a curve like so. So when you're using your ruler, now you've got your pattern piece for, say, a pocket. All you want to do is add on your hem and seam allowances. So I'm going to add on a 1.5 centimeter hem allowance on top of my pocket. And so all I'm doing is looking at these increment lines here. 1.5 is this line here, and then I'm going to line that line up with the top of the pocket. And then I've really easily added on my hem allowance rather than me having to mark 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5 all the way along. So it's so much quicker. And then to do a curve, all you want to do is line up your 1 centimeter increment line to add on your seam allowance. And then I'm going to curve around the pocket. So all I'm doing is lining up my ruler with the edge of the pattern piece and just moving it so it's always lined up. And you'll see I have all of these lines overlapping here. Now when you cut around the edge of your pattern piece, you're just going to cut off all of these lines, so it doesn't matter anyway. Now if you did it so it wasn't often enough, you'd find you've got this chunky bit there. All you have to do is just go back and add in a few more lines. So you'll see now it's really nice and smooth. Whereas if I use this line here, it's just not going to be the same curve all the way around. So it's easier just to use your straight line going all the way around so that you don't have to worry that it's not going to match your curve.